Hello and welcome. My name is Tara. I am an intuitive healer, teacher, guide, specializing in shadow work. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about our ability to manifest. It's a little bit of quantum manifestation, but also understanding the process of getting started with our manifestation creation or a new chapter in our life and being conscious creators of our reality. And what does conscious creators mean? It means that we are consciously aware of what we want to create, the life we truly desire, learning more about ourselves, diving into our depths of within to align with the future that we desire, align with the life that we desire. And so it all starts with our thoughts. It all starts with intent. Now, when we look at the Kybalion, and I have the book right here, so if you are able to pick up this book, you might want to get it because it does explain a lot about the process of manifestation, of creation, of quantum, of law of attraction, of being our own universal creator. So creating our reality according to the understandings, the laws of nature, of reality, of life, of energy. And I have my good friend, the magician, here as well. So I want to talk about as above, so below. We have the magician in the tarot is the first step that we take for intentional alignment with our future reality, with what we want to create. So we start off in the Fool's Journey, which is a 0 in the tarot, and that is our alignment with the 0 point. And the 0 point is the point within ourselves where we open up for something new, where we start to have a new realization about the life we want, or kind of relationship we want, or success, or what feels most interesting or in alignment with us, right? And that is the starting point. That is the inception of this new reality that we are going to create, that we're going to start to develop. So that is the 0 point, is the Fool. And that is where we take that leap of faith, where we start to let go of our old life and take a leap into the unknown, take a leap into this new adventure in our life. Then the magician comes in, where we start to put our intention out there, where we start to get clear with what it is that we truly want, and preparing to do a bit of the work, preparing to understand what we are signing up for in a way, right? So as above, so below is the second principle in the Kybalion in here. And it's correspondence, and it is as above, so below. And so this basically represents the fact that, well, we are always manifesting. We're always manifesting. We're always creating when we are even daydreaming, really. And that's why it's important to daydream. That's why, so not maybe to a certain extent, it's important to connect with the possibilities in life, right? And when we connect with the possibilities of life, when we start to get clear with what we want, we have a little bit of the imagination, we have a little bit of the vision, if you will, the feelings of where we might be going, or what we might be drawn towards, or the future that we want to create. Then we start to piece it together. You know, how is it going to play out? What do I need to do today to invest into that future? And things always change, right? But it's important to start somewhere. And if we don't start somewhere, we're not going to have the experience. We're not going to create change. And it's important to know, as the magician highlights here in the tarot, is the elements that he has to work with, that we have to work with. And what that means is we have everything we need right now. We just need to set our intention. And so I'll go through all of the elements. We have the air, which is the swords in the tarot, which represents our mind, which represents knowledge, intellect, learning, rational thought, analysis. And then we have the earth, which is the pentacles, which is the formation in the practical realm, the maybe even hands-on work, creating abundance, structure. Even our body is tied to the practical realm, the practical experiences, relationships, you know, bringing things together, organizing. Then we have the fire, which is the wands, and that represents our soul, that represents our spirit. So that is our impulse, that is our inspiration, that is our motivation. So that is our driving force. That is what brings us that's what basically inspires us forward, to move us forward. So the connection with our fire, our spirit. And then we have the water, which is the cups, which represents our emotions, our intuition, and our spiritual self. So our connection with our intuition, connection with our senses, connection with the heart, and our emotions, our feelings, right? So you need that for interpersonal relationships. You need that to connect with your intuition, to make sound judgment. You need that to connect with your heart, to open your heart. Again, that's part of human connection, which is really important for what we want to create. So all of these factors are very important to create. And we can start with nothing. All we need is our intent. All we need is the as above, so below, and that sets things in motion. So we also need to be open for synchronicities, also do the work, prepared to do the work, and make some sacrifices, do what you need to do to stay on track and to stay focused with what you want. And like I said, if we don't set our intentions, if we're not clear, if we're not, and I say clarity, but you can take that in however it resonates with you. Sometimes we don't have clarity. We just know what we want, or we know what kind of life we want. That's a good start. And that's all that you need, because you'll have your answers come to you. If you are wanting a better life, if you are wanting to try something new, if you are interested in a certain field, for example, you will be guided to find the information you need at the exact perfect time. Okay, so you have to be ready to put in the work, though. You have to be ready to, again, to make some sacrifices, to say no to certain things, to focus on yourself. And I talk about this often because manifestation is also our inner work that needs to happen along with our outer work. You know, our life is not just about making a career for ourselves or looking at just maybe a few aspects of life. We're multidimensional. And so there are a lot of things within us that need to align us with the as above, so below. When we set things in motion, we are also setting this in motion. We're setting our multidimensional self in motion to align with that. And the deeper that we can understand ourselves, when we do the shadow work, when we go into the subconscious, when we understand ourselves more and connect with our true authentic self, and by that I mean our true light, who we really are, what we feel in our heart and in our soul. And when we align with that more, then we're going to have things happen in our life to adjust to that, right? And that is going to be, it could even for some be a radical life adjustment. It could mean everything. You know, it could be a whole body overhaul. It could be a new career. It could be a new home. It could be a new relationship. And trust me, I've gone through it all. So it can be that. It can be everything. So it is a fine dance and a fine ability to create, to co-create. All right. But it starts with a thought, our intention. The Kybalion does actually start with number one, which is mentalism, which is a thought. And then it goes into correspondence. It's sort of a little bit similar to the tarot. So again, like I mentioned, the tarot starts with 0, which is the Fool, but that is the leap of faith. It doesn't really necessarily mean the thought, but you can use it in a way of your intent, right? The Magician is pretty much, the Magician and correspondence go hand in hand together. It is our ability to start to align with our future self, with the life we desire, and work with the universe. But most importantly, do not hesitate from doing the work. We have to do the work. We have to do the work in order to get us to where we want to go. We can't sit back and just wait for things to happen for us. It's a co-creation, right? Things do show up for us, but it is because we are showing up for it. We are showing up and saying, I am ready to make change. I am ready to make sacrifices. I'm ready to say no. I'm ready to put my foot down and create the life I want, you know, whatever it is for you. So sometimes you have to even maybe take a step back in order to take a giant leap forward. And this is what I mean by the sacrifices. Sometimes we have to let go of what we're used to in order to align us with the life we want. And it is a learning experience. It is a fine dance and a fine, it is a lot of observation, truthfully, inner work and observing the change that is happening. And sometimes we don't even see the change happening when we're in it until we can look back and realize, wow, that was, a lot of change has happened. But if you're on the path and if you're consciously creating and if you're being mindful and if you're doing the inner work and if you're working towards a new reality, trust the process. You're doing everything right. You're doing everything right. It's when we aren't being mindful. It's when we aren't doing the work. It's when we are getting stuck in our old patterns and our old behaviors. We won't see the results that we are hoping for. So we need to be conscious. We have to do the work. It is important to do this. But as I mentioned, the first step is going to be the correspondence and the magician, as above, so below. So knowing that you are ready right now. We are ready at any time. As soon as we make the connection with our future reality, setting the intention out there, we are setting everything in motion. So we need to then trust that we have the ability to make it happen, right? But we also may need to adjust, and we may need to make some changes within ourselves to align us with the life that we're wanting to create. All right, so I'm hoping this offers some guidance for your manifestation and creation journey, and I will be seeing you again very soon. Take care.